Welcome back, my homies. I was doing some prep work for my family game when I got to thinking about passing a note to a player, and it got me thinking about DMs whispering things to players in D&D, and thinking about D&D is fun. So today let's talk about the art of the DM whisper in D&D, but not specifically what Matt Mercer does, we all love him, but more generally the direct private communication between a player and the DM, and what this adds to the game. But real quick, if you share our passion for all things Dungeons & Dragons, then help us grow by tossing us a sub and leave us a like if you enjoy the video. Alright, so the concept is really simple. The DM responds to some catalyst where only a single player would have the information. This could be an insight or a perception check, or even a turn of events like a character being separated from the group. And since many of us play online, actually whispering is often not possible. But there's plenty of other ways to get it done. Some VTTs have messaging built into them. In my little VTT, I build in messaging with text, image, and even YouTube links. Even if your specific VTT doesn't support messaging, you can always use text messaging or Discord to send messages to your players that are for their eyes only. So why do whispering? Well, it tends to up the intrigue. By directly messaging your players, you put the power of the information in their hands. They get to choose how much of this information they divulge to the group as a whole. This can create some tension or some intrigue in your game because your players know that one character might have information they don't have. And when you have that one player who's being too quiet and not engaging role play as well at the table, this can help bring them out of their shell. By giving them the information privately, they now have to be in character to tell the group. They can't hide behind the "I relay the information to my group" tactic, instead must relay the information themselves, in character. And if you are running any type of mystery or plot twisty adventure, supplying whispers with different bits of information to different players can be a great way to encourage attention to detail and collaboration, because to solve the mystery, to unravel the plot, they must share the clues. But do be careful with DM whispers because they can lead to a few small issues. For one, they tend to cost time in game. There's an interruption in the very cadence of the game. If the players are in the middle of a tense roleplay with the king and suddenly the DM has to hit the pause button while he types on his laptop or phone, it can lose the moment. As DMs, we should weigh carefully what interruptions in the flow of the game are really worth it. And be sure, if you know you're going to use a whisper, to include it in your prep. Have that note or graphic ready so you can drop it to them like it's hot and get on with the game. It's also important to understand that you are leaving that information whispered up to the interpretation of your player. While you can and probably should correct them if there's an important detail that the player, not the character, misunderstood, you generally want to leave the message as it stands to allow the player his own agency in interpreting and relaying that information. You don't want to be that DM that's having to correct the player when he's trying to relay this cool information that he was whispered to the group, because it just doesn't feel good to the player. And do make sure that when you use them, that you spread them out amongst the players so nobody feels left out. I love using whispers myself. The added realism of the information only being relayed to a single character allows me as the DM to sit back and watch them not only have to share that information, but then the group, without even knowing they're doing it, is happily role-playing it out amongst themselves. If your table is new players, it's a great method to pull them into the story in first-person perspective. And that's it for now, guys. Leave a comment if you have a particularly memorable moment created by a well-crafted whisper. And do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Our baby channel is continuing to grow. Have a killer week, and I will see you guys next time.